I'm going to show you how to make a cardboard loom for weaving. You'll start with a pre-cut rectangle of cardboard and make sure it's facing the long way up and down like this. And you're going to be making some marks on the bottom edge of the cardboard and then some on the top edge as well. And for this, you're going to be using a ruler. Now make sure you are measuring in inches on your ruler. Those are the bigger numbers. And as you can see, the longest lines are the inch lines, and they'll be marked with a 1, 2, 3, and so on. But then you'll also see there's some other long lines right in the middle of each number, and these are the half inches. So we're going to be measuring every half inch when we make the marks on our cardboard. So we'll start at a half an inch, which is this longer line here, then go to 1, and then 1.5 right in the middle, 2, 2.5 right in the middle, 3, and so on. So I'll put my ruler up against the bottom edge of my cardboard. Make sure it's lined up pretty good. So watch how I mark. So 1/2 inch. And then 1 inch. It's a little off there, that's okay. 1.5, 2. We're just making little lines. 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and we'll stop there because the very end is at 5.5. So I'm just gonna flip my cardboard over to do the same marks on the other side. So 1/2 inch, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. So now I can say goodbye to my ruler and hello to my scissors, because now we're going to make little cuts on the lines that we made on the cardboard. So not extremely big cuts, as you can see, just about as long as the lines that you drew. Little notches in the cardboard. This is where we're going to put our warp string on our loom. Okay, once all my notches are cut, I'll get a pre-cut piece of yarn, and I'm going to take one of the ends and slip it through the first notch on the top. I'll leave a little tail hanging on the back and then tape it down to secure it. Now we're going to start doing a pattern, and I'll tell you the pattern as I go. So we're going to take the string from where it is in the first notch, and we're going to pull it across the cardboard and slip it through the notch right across from the first one. So we've got this nice straight line. That's our first warp string. Now we're going to take the yarn from where it ended up, and we're going to visit the next door neighbor notch. So I'll show you from the back here. Just gonna slip it right around like this. This is visiting the next door neighbor. And from here, we're going to run across the street again and make another straight line. From here, we will visit the next door neighbor, so just hop one over. Got to make sure it's really in that notch good. If you need to cut your notches a little deeper, that's okay. And again, I will run across the street. Hop over to the next door neighbor. run across the street, hop over to the next door neighbor, run across the street, hop over to the next door neighbor, run across the street. Here's how it should be looking on the back. Should just have these little bits of yarn peeking through on the top and bottom. Visit the next door neighbor, run across the street, next door neighbor, cross the street, next door neighbor, cross the street, next door neighbor, cross the street. Now I'm at the end, and I'm going to tape down this end on the back, cut off the extra. And again, here's how it should look on the back. And then on the front, you've got your nice straight warp strings. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 big popsicle sticks. We're going to put one on the bottom, one on the top. We're going to weave them through the warp strings. So this first one here, I'm going to start by going under the first string, over the second, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. For my next popsicle stick, I'm going to start it the opposite way. So that one started by going under the string. This one's going to go over first, then under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And this one I'm going to slide up to the top. You got 1 stick on the top, 1 stick on the bottom, and they're woven in the opposite way of each other. So now I'm done with my loom and I'm ready to start weaving.